Good evening adventuring party. It's coming up to Christmas and there's a birthday celebration, and it falls upon me to run a game of Dungeons and Dragons, which I haven't done for a good couple of years. I've not played it for a bit either. Always enjoyed it and started to play in 19 and I decided it's been a while. Let's do a bit of a refresher. I got myself a few bits and bobs and I thought I would refresh myself, like a bit of lettuce before or after dinner, refresh the old palate there, and this Dungeons and Dragons Essentials kit. I think I got this one from Forbidden Planet actually, and it's just a really basic look at the game. One of the best things about Dungeons and Dragons was the wonderful art that we've seen over the years. So this is quite a scene as these two characters take on whatever that lizard. Do you think it's a dragon? Do you think? I bet you're more expert than I am. You'll tell me what that is, I'm sure. It looks very cold, and there's a wizard there. Looks like there's some ice coming out of the wizard's hands there. Some sort of ice shard type spell. Maybe you could tell me what the spell is too. I bet you're clever like that. And that looks like, is that a gnome? There, I'm not sure. But it's what I would expect. What I would expect. It's heroic, and that's the important part, isn't it? It is mighty indeed. So there's an idea of what we've got in, and we'll have a look. We'll have a look for ourselves, shall we? I'm a little bit excited, but then I always am when I open a new box, aren't I? So adventurous, let us try and get into this well-defended keep. Well-defended indeed, and however will I breach such defences? I must go to the stone once more. I've been gifted and allowed on behalf of a nation to wield Caliban. Oh yes, let's see if this box can stand against the Blade of Ages, the sword to bring peace through war. Is such a thing possible, I wonder? Oh, I'm sure there's many that will comment on such things. Let's see if I can get underneath there and try and cut away from myself with some small semblance of health and safety in mind. There we are. I think we're in. I think we're in. Left with... oh, lovely. Some crinkly paper. Oh, however will we get rid of that? I think environmentally and carefully. That's definitely the way, isn't it? Don't you think? Good, good, good. Right, in we go. So, it's tightly packed. It's a well-fitting box. Oh, we're in. We're in. Oh, I can't help it, but the smell of a new game. It's just too much for me to resist. Do tell me if I'm mad, or indeed if you empathise. I would much appreciate knowing what my state of psyche is. So what do we have here? We have dices. We have in a sealed bag. We need Caliban once more to best this foe. Oh, there we are. I think we're in. Dices. Super. Oh, a lot of dices. Again, it's been a while. Should be one of each. Let me see. So we've got 2 D20s, very important. New system. Advantage. We never used to have that. The kind of re-roll, or the second roll you get when you're in a good position against your foe or against the challenge at hand. So there we go. 2 D20s. I like the greatest contrast possible because I don't see very well at all, and I know there's some beautiful dice out there, but those are nice and simple and very bright writing, so I think they're going to be very helpful to me. We have 1d4, so well, you might need to re-roll that a few times. You've got some magic missiles if I remember correctly. Let me see what else we have here. A couple of we've got 4 d6s, someone hoping for that kind of spell very quickly, thinking of the old fireballs, etc. Interesting with numbers rather than dots, if you prefer that. And then kind of what we got here, 1 each of the rest. D12, D8, very good, and a D100, essentially, a 10s and your units. Absolutely fine. 2 D20s, that's what I was thinking myself would be useful, as I say, with the state of the game as it is nowadays. And then we have, oh, this is an adventure. Oh, so it, you know, are we able to write our own adventures? Of course we are, but some of us have jobs and study to do nowadays, don't we? We may not have all that time on our hands, and it's nice to have some inspiration. And I used to buy a magazine. What was it called? Oh, Dungeon, I think it was called. Yeah, the Dragon magazine. And Dungeon had lots of resources in, so it's nice to see this stuff here. Maps. Love a map, I do. All colour. Beautifully done. So that is an adventure. Dragons of Ice Peak. Very good, very good. Actually, no, I seem to remember that being online somewhere as well. I wonder if that'll link up later. We have... Oh, it looks like a card box. Yeah. It's a fold-out card box. What I'll do, I don't know what that's for yet, but I'm just going to put it into shape. There we go. I'm going to put it very lightly under some weight so that it forms nicely. I'm going to put it under the book, actually. Under the book there. Nothing too heavy, don't want to squish it. So it forms into place. There we go. So I'm expecting cards, and that looks to be what we've got here. Oh, yes. Ooh, two. Lots. Oh, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Lots of sheets of cards. I wonder what they all do. Okay, that's an initiative marker. What do you do? Give those out to people, perhaps? So you've got initiative? I don't know. Different states that you can be put in. If I cast a spell on you that paralyses you. Is there a paralysis there? There we go. Paralysis. Or poisons you, etc. I can give you that card and I can use it myself for reference. And you can see what that does to your character, or indeed your non-player character, your monster, etc. So that's quite useful, I would say. Ooh, some sort of ideas for non-player characters. They've all got names and they all have how they're played. Let's see if they have any statistics on them, etc. Ah, so these are descriptions. So you might use these on the young lady there with the unicorn hat on, the anime-looking gentleman with the cowboy hat on. Very characterful people. And my most favourite name of anyone. What's her name again? Her name is Amy Hammerwacker. I rather do love that name. So yeah, so we've got the kind of characters. There's no statistics here, so this may be so that you give this to your players when you meet them and they can read, or you can use it as a prompt. It even has a little quote from them as well of the things they're likely to say. There we go, helpful for inspiration. Some more there. Oh, magic items. Oh, who doesn't love a magic item? I say, potion of invulnerability, wand of pyrotechnics. Oh, do I remember these from the past? I don't know. Seem to. You may slip them under the end of your dungeon tiles and stuff like that for when the proud and brave adventurers find that chest at the end of the adventure. Or indeed, halfway through it. And yeah, lots of magical... They're very generous, aren't they? These dungeon masters helpers, I think they're very generous indeed. Very forthcoming. Very forthcoming. +1 longbow. Can't be bad. Very good. What else do we have? And... oh, a quest. Ooh. Yeah, just quest ideas. So there's one about a secret barrow where there may be an ancient warrior who is buried with some magical items that might help you on your quest. An orc invasion somewhere else up north. Don't know why it's always up north, do you? I have no idea. But still, maybe that's where the orcs like to be. I don't know. Maybe they don't like holidaying in Spain or somewhere. Maybe they like it up north. Get nice chips up there. So, we have a Essentials Kit Rulebook. So have a quick look at what these rules cover. So it's quite a thin book. We won't have all the spells in or anything, but yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look and see what that covers. Fascinating. Construction of the characters. Basic ability scores seem legit. I think it goes up to about 6th level, I'm guessing, by the spell charts. I think in the main book you've got kind of 1 to 20 on all the progression tables. This goes to 1 to 6, so that is my guess. This is a construction guide for, well, it's an essentials kit, isn't it? It's for a beginner to get your character going up to level 6. So you could actually play for quite a long time just out of this box set, couldn't you? With enough, you know, ingenuity yourself, writing a few bits with a lot of hints from all these cards and stuff. I think you've probably got enough material to run quite a few games when you're starting. Rules there. Basic but complicated enough to give you a good introduction. Oh, look, those look like spell descriptions as well. That is exactly what they are, spell descriptions. They seem complete. Is that the entire spell list? I don't know if that's as long as the spell list in the main book. But the spell descriptions look very good in the back there. A little bit more investigation. So here's an example. Here's an example. We've got the elf here. We've got the skills and the bonus ability scores that you get, etc. Proficiencies. In the main book, I think there are a little bit more in the diversity of different types of elves, perhaps. So we've got wood elves and high elves there. I think there may be the drow or the dark elves as well. I'm not sure in the main book. Do correct me if I'm wrong here, though, as well. It's been a while, as I say. So, as I say, it looks like pretty legit characters, and they've just cut out some extraneous material. Well, extraneous is probably the wrong word, really. They've just cut out some material where it's not needed to get you going. So you get the main rulebook if you want a little bit more diversity in your starting character. But other than that, I think what we're looking at here is you having a proper game of D&D when you start. Not something where you can just kind of re-roll your entire character when you start off proper. Only a guess, I will stand corrected happily if wrong. So that is very interesting. Someone's thought hard about what to put in and what to keep out here. Part of the design process that's difficult. What's that? Well, it looks like equipment. That's exactly what it is. Oh, that's one of the most fun bits for me starting out on adventures is packing the old rucksack. Packing the old Bergen to see what one takes on the trail. Always used to love that. Always used to end up with too much gear by the time you've been adventuring for 3 sessions anyway. I don't know why I ever spent so much attention on it, but I don't know. I liked remembering, or indeed forgetting to take a lantern when we got to a cave. Have you ever done that? You tell me in the comments. Brilliant. So I think there's more exploration for me to get a better idea of what that's about. But what I will go out on a limb and say this is enough to get you going and to make a character that you will be proud of. It'll have enough diversity in it, it'll have enough depth for you to play a proper character. There you go. That's what I'm going to say about that. Brilliant. Now what do we have here? Ooh. It's a little Dungeon Master screen. Wonderful. Oh, there you go. That's brilliant, isn't it? Super. Nice. Didn't have one of these for years when I started. Goodness. Nice little little table of how big things are. They're gargantuan to tiny. There we go. Yes, there is this little tiny wasp there. Little hornet or something like that. The actions that you can take. The types of state your character can get into. Little table of skills and associated abilities. Always used to have trouble working out what to do. It's a lot simpler than it was, though. There are fewer skills as such. There's more kind of, how to put it, brackets of skills now, really, aren't there? There's like a survival skill and a stealth skill. It's a lot easier than it was. But, I don't know, a little bit of complication is good. But the little guide there, if you ever get mixed up, how much stuff costs at the inn. Very important, too, when you're having your elven wine, or if you can't quite afford it, your locally made ale, trampled down by the smelly foot of a local peasant. Yes, indeed. And a fine brew it is. Travel times. I've got a little bit fixated with that, haven't I? But I don't know. I like that. Nice. Good in the starting set. What do we have here? Those look like character sheets to me. There you go. Character sheets. Yeah, excellent character sheets. Nice thick paper as well. Spells equipment on the back, I'm guessing. Basic stats, they all look to be in order, i.e. again a proper character's worth of stats there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those, 6 character sheets. So you can photocopy or scan or just print out new ones. I'm guessing there are resources online, but it's nice to have them in the box nonetheless. So promotional material there. On the back there are some QR codes and input codes for online resources. So I think I was right. There are parts of this adventure that appear online. You can get additional material, I think higher levels as well. So if you wanted to play the adventure that's in this book at a higher level, I think you'd get that online, and you could get that through inputting the codes that are on the back of that sheet. Very good. And then finally, maps. Always, as I say, love a map. If I was intelligent, I'd have been a cartographer. Fandolin is the area. There we are. Oh, love a map. Love a map. Super stuff. Nice and shiny. They call it a poster map, I think. And it's a wider area, is it? Oh, the Sword Coast, that is. Very good. Marvellous. That's a wider area map. Superb. Lovely. So there we go. That is all the contents from my Dungeons and Dragons Essentials kit. So as a salty old trail dog that I am I satisfied with that? Actually, yes I am. Yes I am, because this will help me introduce new people to the game as well, won't it? I can just lend them or give them a book or a copy of that to get started with, so they're not scared off by big rule books. I'll certainly use these, definitely. Those are going to get used in the neat little box as well. Great stuff. And yes, have I call myself experienced, I don't want to be arrogant or anything, but I've been playing a while, but have I ever come up against a situation where I suddenly just, God, I just need someone to talk to for the players and just pull someone out of a card deck? There you go. I think that will actually be useful. So yeah, there are certainly resources in this pack I would use even as a more experienced player. And yeah, there we go. And the dice, always happy to have more dice. Can you have enough dice? Well, I'm not sure. No, you can't, can you? So that is the D&D Essentials kit. So what advice have I got to give you as you start out on your adventuring career? I think it's have fun and always wedge that damn door open. Take care, everyone. Bye. Ooh. Magical items in a box, all for me. Super.